Now we here, now we here. Now we here, now we here. Now we here, now we here. Now we here, now we here.
Here's a story time on how I manifested my ex back after 6 months of no contact. In the initial breakup, I was grieving the relationship and very, very much attached to this person, even though there was a lot of toxicity and my self-concept was low. Like, I had no worth, no value. I didn't feel enough. I didn't even know what I deserved in a relationship other than to be treated like crap. She ended up cheating on me, and there was a third party, and that's why we had separated. So that really broke me open as well, to where I was just a shell of a person by the time that this relationship had ended. And I was like this for about 2 months, just grieving that state of consciousness, grieving that relationship, that friendship, because we were friends prior to dating. And it broke me open, I can tell you that. But then afterwards, I started to build a new life for myself. I started to gain new friends, and these friends helped me see that I deserve better. They helped me work on my conception of self and realize how valuable of a person I am and how rare of a person I am, and starting to see myself differently. And I started to change my self-talk about me and about our relationship. Instead of sitting there being so upset and so pissed off with her and resentful of, the things that we had gone through, I allowed myself to start to forgive myself, forgive the relationship and the things that had happened, forgive her, and learn from those mistakes and those experiences and so on and so forth. And of course, starting to tell a new story about myself. Again, finally realizing how valuable I am and how value my worth is, and things like that, right? Starting to prioritize my wants and needs and not just giving everything away to people that were using me at that time, or so I was perceiving. So, I started to create new hobbies. Like, I was welding different things and creating like knives and just cool things like that, right? I was hanging out with new friends and getting to know people, and just trying new things, being open to new things. And because of that, I detached even further from that ex. I detached from the outcome and continued to, again, just tell the new story and live my life moving forward. Now, at this time, I still was thinking about maybe we could still rekindle things. Maybe she realizes that she doesn't want to be with that third party. And I was still having these kinds of thoughts in my head. My thoughts were not perfect. I was still very doubtful. But yet still in between, do I want to pursue this relationship with her, or do I not want to? And it was probably another 2 months of this, and a total 6 months. And I had reached a point where I wasn't looking for a relationship. I was enjoying so much of my own life and myself, and really starting to begin to understand what it's like to fall in love with themselves and become independent and no longer codependent, because I had bounced around from relationship to relationship and never gave myself time to be single. So at that time, I was just enjoying my life so much that one day I was standing in my kitchen and my front door was open. I had the screen open, and my ex shows up at my door. We hadn't talked in 6 months. I had heard through the grapevine that she was pregnant by the third party, and all of this chaos again was being reflected back to me, and I just didn't care. It was like, whatever, if we're meant to be, then we're meant to be. And she ended up showing up at my house randomly, and we had a little bit of a conversation, and I actually asked her to leave because I realized in that moment, that's not who I want to be with. I deserve so much more than that, and I want so much more than that. And I could have recreated her to be that version, but at this time, I was already entertaining somebody else and starting to see more of the reflection of what I did want with them, that this ex didn't even come close. So it made me just realize, it's all up to me. And she began to pursue me. And still till this day, she'll randomly send me a message saying that she drove past my house asking whose car is out front because she was going to stop in. So it's things like that. They never forget you. When you become the version of yourself that is unforgettable and you have that self-talk, knowing your worth and your value, No matter how many months or years it has been since you've been with that person, they will always, always come back. If you do want help with this, check out the links in my bio for one-on-one coaching services or hypnosis services. And as always, guys, if I have done it, you can do it too. You got this.
Hey, bottom, hey, now we here. Hey, bottom, hey, now we here. Hey, bottom.